bright side. Nobody got hurt. People got hurt. I'm saying I think they died quickly, though, so I don't think that they got hurt.
The Nice Guys is a new film directed by Shane Black, the same guy that did Iron Man 3 and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and it stars Russel Crowe and Ryan Gosling. And basically, this is a detective buddy cop movie about a PI named Holland Marsh who's hired to investigate the death of a famous porn star. Within the case, he has to track down a girl named Amelia, and he encounters Private Eye Jack Healy, played by Russel Crowe, who's not really a detective and more like a hired hitman, and he's also been hired to track down the girl named Amelia, so they have to team up to crack this case and find out who's really behind the death of the porn star. I wasn't really excited for this movie, even though I think Shane Black is a cool director, despite the fact that he hasn't really made that many films. The last movie he directed was Iron Man 3, which had some problems, definitely, but I enjoyed it. And I appreciated the fact that even though it was a big budget Marvel film that was run by Disney and all that stuff, you could really sense Shane Black's direction in that movie, and it felt very different from all the other superhero films. And with this movie, I've always been a really big fan of Ryan Gosling, but I've never really liked Russel Crowe. He's always just kind of like the dark, serious character that never cracks a smile, and a lot of his roles in the past few years have been kind of boring to me. But I can confidently tell you that within the first 20 minutes of this movie, every doubt that I had was completely silenced. The Nice Guys is one of the best films of the year, and it has the best script we've had in 2016 so far. Ryan Gosling and Russel Crowe in this movie give two of the best performances that they've given in their entire career. Their chemistry just seeps off the screen. Ryan Gosling was kind of this bumbling, klutzy cop that has alcohol problems, while Russel Crowe was this big, buff guy that always keeps a straight face and never gets out of line. Kind of what Russel Crowe does best. Like I said, the one thing I haven't liked about Russel Crowe over the past few years is that he's always the dark, serious character and he never gets a lighter role. In this movie, his seriousness works. Gosling and Crowe play so well of each other because they're such different personalities. After leaving the theater for this movie, I really felt like I could have just sat there for another hour watching these two guys interact. They are so entertaining together. This is one of the best buddy cop duos we've had. And I gotta talk about Shane Black's writing. This is by far the best script we've had in 2016. It is so hysterical and maintains this hilarious tone without ever getting too serious. During some of the scenes of this movie, I was just rolling with laughter, and that very rarely happens for me. This movie is chock full of lines that'll stick with you long after you leave the theater. Also, aside from how funny this script was, I can't praise enough how unpredictable it was. By the second act of this movie, you're on the edge of your seat because you have no idea what's going to happen or where it's going to go. Also, Shane Black's direction in this movie was very good. There's a lot of really good action sequences that almost feel like 70s classic style Hollywood shootouts. And some of the action sequences in this movie are so funny. It almost reminded me a little bit of 21 Jump Street, just how everything goes wrong at the worst time possible. And one of the best things about this movie that I haven't even talked about yet is the 70s aesthetic. They nailed every detail. The cars, the outfits, the music, and the music. Oh my god, this is one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a very long time. Also, the way they shot this movie was perfect. They did it on film, you can tell, because there's a significant amount of grain in some of the scenes, and it really added to the immersion of this setting. There's one scene where Jack Healy and March Holland are driving in a car, and the camera pans up to a view of the city, and you can see this billboard poster of Jaws 2. It was so perfect because everything about this 70s setting is perfectly realized. Also, aside from Ryan Gosling and Russel Crowe, Angourie Rice in this movie as Ryan Gosling's kid is so good. The film actually gives her something to do in this movie instead of making her the conventional daughter character, and she is witty and hilarious, especially when she's interacting with Ryan Gosling. Some of the best scenes in this movie are with her and her dad. My only negative with this movie comes from the character of Amelia, played by Margaret Qualley. Her character is built up for a very long time since the movie kind of rides on her investigation, and I don't really think Margaret Qualley gave that great of a performance to be such a key element of this movie. Her character's one thing, but her performance is another thing, and I really feel like they could have gotten someone else to portray this character. She was really annoying at times, and she kind of got on my nerves. But honestly, at this point, I am nitpicking. The Nice Guys is an unconventional, original, hilarious, witty comedy with some great chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Russel Crowe. This movie was beautifully directed, amazingly well written. It had beautiful cinematography. It had a really good, well-realized 70s setting. And it had an amazing soundtrack. Please go see this movie. Movies like this do not come around that often, and this is one of the most original films I've seen in a very long time. I'm gonna give The Nice Guys a 9.3 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and hopefully I will be back with a review of X-Men Apocalypse very soon, or a segment of the Entertainment Talk news show. So look forward to those, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.